Hi, this is Rebecca, and this is Rebecca's Roadmap. Today we are going to make a page for our personal roadmap journal. This is going to be like a section page or title page, and the theme of the one that I'm going to be making is love. But you can take this process and make a page with using any word that you like. We are going to make a mixed media page today, a page for our roadmap journal. This is the one that I made last week. I did not film it, I just made it last week. And it was for my journal section entitled Fear. And it says the sum of fear, and this is supposed to represent a 0, because really fear just holds you back. The sum of fear is nothing. So this is the type of thing that we're going for today. And the next section that I'm doing is actually going to be love. So I pulled some materials together, and I will kind of go over that with you for a second. And if you want to pause the video and get your own materials out and work with me, that would be awesome. So I am working in an 8x10 format. And this is just a 9x12 piece of watercolor paper. It is the cheapest Michael's Artist Loft brand, and I'm going to cut it down to 8.5 by 11. And I'm using a ring bound journal, so I'm going to hole punch it here so I can put it in my journal. You can do this process in a bound journal. You can just do a page in there. You can do a separate page and tip it in with some washi tape. You can do a 3-ring binder. You can put this in your planner if you want to do this as a divider page for your planner. There's lots of ways you can use this. So I'm going to cut down my watercolor page and go ahead and punch that. And then I have a piece of background scrapbook page that I'm going to cut down, and I'm going to Mod Podge it. If I say Mod Podge, y'all just ignore it, because that's what we called it growing up, Mod Podge. So anyway, I'm going to Mod Podge the background paper to my watercolor paper, and then go ahead and punch it again. And then I'm going to layer on. I've got a piece of phone book. I can rip that up and layer it on here. I've got some tissue paper. I can layer that. I've got some little ephemera pieces from various collections. This one I think is maybe Tim Holtz. And I think this is from like My Mind's Eye. But you can layer some ephemera. The point of all of this is to create layers. So we're going to create several background layers with these papers. And then we're going to do a little stenciling to bring in some color. I've kind of picked out, probably just use 3 of these colors. These are just your basic Michael's Craft colors. You can use whatever you happen to have on hand, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just using what I have on hand. I probably won't use the pink and the red. I'll probably use the pink or the red with the green and maybe just a little bit of the yellow. So we'll add some color, do some stenciling, and we'll just kind of layer things up. I've also got some stamps I can use. These are some cute little dollar stamps from Michael's. Got some archival ink. Make sure you use that so it doesn't smear. Baby wipes are very important. Get you some baby wipes if you don't have any. Probably do a few highlights with some metallic paint. This is Rich Espresso, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. What else? I may add some word phrases. I've got a couple of these little stamps. This is a Dear Lizzie one that my mom gave me a while back. And this is one I picked up at the Target dollar spot, and I'm really not quite sure what they say, so I might have to do some stamping, but I just want to add some words and some texture to my page with that. I'm going to apply everything with just some little foam brushes, both the Mod Podge and my paint, and you know, I probably will use my fingers too. So I'm going to layer these background things. My main image is going to be a heart, and I think I'm going to do it out of this. So basically we'll have this background with stuff on it, and then we'll have the flowers on top. And I'll probably kind of rip so it has a rough edge, a heart shape. I'm not sure how big, or if I'll put it in the middle or offside. Or I should say not offside, off center. But I'll do a couple of those hearts maybe and kind of play around with placement on that. So we'll have all of these fun layers here. And then we may add just a couple of embellishments to the top. I just went through and pulled out some that I liked the colors and kind of the texture, and I thought they might be fun. So I might put the telephone and this little glitter exclamation point. I found these words. It says, she said, hello and love. I don't know if that's going to be too big, but I thought they were kind of cute. They have a couple different, from a couple different collections. So I'm going to move this stuff to the side and get started. So I may not talk. I'll probably just kind of fast forward through some of these things. But I wanted to let you know what I was doing ahead of time, so you kind of had a clue and can pause and work along with me if you wanted to. Let's see. And at the very end, we'll probably add a little stenciling in with some white, kind of give it some highlights. I've got this stencil that I thought was really cute. I've had that for a while. I haven't used it. Interesting. I'll have to read that later. Anyway, I've had this for a while and haven't used it, so I thought I would kind of use that to give us some highlights at the ends. And I'm just going to kind of see where we get, and I'll center this a little bit better once I get going. And at the end, if I actually want to add some text, these are kind of inexpensive. They were like $1. As you can see, I think the bottom of that fell off. They were like $1 or something at, I'll have to reglue this because I just used them and evidently they fell off afterwards. But these are from the Michael's kind of dollar spot. I don't know what they call it, bargain section. And I think they were $1, but they're a really good size. I know they look really little, but let me grab this one. That's what I used to stamp these words. I just stamped them on a piece of scrapbook paper, a scrap of scrapbook paper that I had left over, and I really like the size of them. At any rate, I'm gonna pause this, clean off my work area, lay down a piece of parchment paper, cut my paper down to size. I'll turn the camera back on and we'll get started. Okay, I cut my watercolor paper down and punched it. And I cut my scrapbook paper down and punched it. Now I'm going to Mod Podge these together. And I saw this trick, of course, on YouTube. They put some plastic on top of their Mod Podge, or really any medium, to keep it from sticking so much. Just peel that back. Alrighty, let's put these together. And you can also punch your scrapbook paper after. But then you can also risk a chance of getting glue in your hole punch. And I didn't want that. Okay. Those two are stuck together, and another layer of Mod Podge. Okay, we're going to add some background. I tore out the love page of the phone book. Make sure you leave some of the background. Don't cover it all up. Okay, there's no real rhyme or reason to this. Basically, the goal is to have an interesting background, add some texture with the words or whatever paper you're putting down on top of your background. And we're going to probably add a few bits of color in with the green. Okay, I'm really bad about overkill, overdoing it, so I'm going to just make a little pile here so I don't use too much and put the rest away. I just want a few pieces of this fun green kind of poking out here or there. I'm going to put my heart probably here or here, so I was kind of leaving some room there. Let's see, is that all of our gluing down on our first layer. I think that it is. Okay, I'm going to pause this and hit this with my hair dryer. You can use a heat gun or a hair dryer, whatever you happen to have. But I'm going to go dry this and see where we are. Okay, now this is mostly dry. There's probably a couple of little damp spots, but you can kind of tell it's kind of white right there. So I'm trying to see what I would like to do next. I'm going to do some stenciling. This is just a paper stencil from Michaels. They sell these, I think this is the boho collection, but they sell these in little books. So do I want to go ahead and put my heart on? Do I want to add some background pieces? That might be a little bit busy. So I'm just going to put some stuff around and kind of see if I like it. So you can see how the layering adds depth. So let me think about that for a second. I decided I did not want to use that piece, but I might use some of those. I'm going to go take my flowers and make myself a heart. So I'm going to pause that for a second. Okay, I cut my piece of scrapbook paper in half, and I'm going to fold it in half. Make this out of the way for just a second. I'm going to sketch a heart on here and see if I can tear it with paper so the, or tear it out of the paper so the lines aren't, so it's not like cut with scissors. So I think that's what I didn't like about the last one that I did. So I fold this in half. We're just going to draw half of the heart. Let me see. Let me draw one up here, so maybe if this doesn't go well, we can get more than one. So maybe we'll draw a big one. And a little one. There's my paper. It's making my pencil go off right there. All right. Rough cut that and see what it gets us. I don't know if I can tear this. Maybe let's get started with the scissor. Let's see, we've got that size heart. Let me start there and there, so I'll have a little point. That's an interesting shape, isn't it? Okay, so let's see what we've got here. I'm going to do this heart, and do this heart up here. Well, it gets really busy, doesn't it, with all that stuff in the background. let's see. I'll take some of this off. Let me take these things just off. So then you have a game of let's play around with paper and see what we like. Okay, and I did like this. So that's kind of interesting. So that's one option. This could also be, I guess I could put something behind that. Let's see. If we use the bigger heart, and then it would be like that. Okay, so those are kind of our two options, but these are the last things. Well, these actually will be the last things that we put on our little verbiage. So I guess I need to decide if I like the love over the heart. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my phone and take a picture of both of those and see which one I like better. So that was the big heart. So actually I need to glue the heart on now. I think this was what we were doing, wasn't it? Alright, so now I can go back and forth. Let's see, I think love stands out better. Kind of almost like the big heart better. But it's like I need something behind those words. And if it was straight. If y'all can see that. Alright, so I like the big heart better. We could also, I guess, if we wanted to, put both hearts on there. What if one was like that? Or, what if we said, I think it's the shape of this heart does not go with the shape of this heart. Okay, so we're going to put that there. We're going to come back. Those will be at the end. But maybe we want to put some, it needs something. It needs some light. I may even just put those on some white paper. You know what? Let's put our stencil. So our stencil, put some color on here, put the heart on there, and see where we get. I think I'm going to use the red, the green, and the yellow. Okay, I'm just going to use some yellow craft paint. Sponge, and we're going to do a little stenciling. And I try to do things in odd numbers, so if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it 3 times or 5 times. I like that. That kind of added a little pizzazz to it. I'm just going to take a baby wipe and wipe this off so I can read it. And it is a paper stencil. But I found if you're just a little careful with them, let it dry. Stop throwing stuff across the thing. Let it dry, and you can use it again. Okay, my yellow paint is drying. Now the next question is, do I add this now and layer on top of it so it kind of blends in, or do I add it later so it will stand out? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down with some Mod Podge. And then dry it and see where we get from there. Approximately center that, but I'm going to leave some space up here for my words that I want to put on. And when you're working with the Mod Podge, try and get thin layers so it dries without little puddles and pulls. Okay, I'm going to pause and dry that for a second. Okay, our heart's dry now. And I'm going to add a little bit of color wash. I think the red will work. Add some green. Maybe a little bit more yellow. So we just want this thin, 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 transparent. We're just going to add a little bit of layers of color. Let's add some green. cord stamps for texture. And quite frankly, I don't have any idea what this says. Let's see. Let's see, beautiful ideas make beautiful things. Let's try that one. Let's see what else. Beautiful ideas. Okay, so this lets me know that having one big stamp with some words on it probably works out better than having a little stamp. But again, clean with your baby wipes. I really like this stencil, so I'm going to use it again, and we're going to add a little bit of metallic paint. Ooh, this is pretty. I think my brush has too much water in it. Maybe I need to shake my paint up some more. That's kind of interesting though. Dried our kind of gold bronze paint. I'm hoping this will kind of pull together in the end. Let's see if we can add a little more wash or something to this. Just want to add a little wash of paint over the metallic. That's what I'm shooting for here. And so I like the yellow the best. I'm gonna see what that does. Kind of actually liking that because I like it better than the green anyway. grain's kind of ugly, I think, and it's kind of looking a little bit of a mess on camera. It looks worse than it does in person. So let's see if we can thin this red down a bit. I think my problem is my initial 3 colors that I chose. Which were green, yellow, and red. I think maybe I did something other on those 3. I think I could have made a little better color choices there, but you know, that's life. You gotta try stuff. We'll see how it does in the end. I'm trying to decide if I want to put some green over that or not, or just leave it be. Do I want it to fade a little bit or not? Thinking I like it, so I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to kind of outline this heart with a watercolor pencil. Let's see. If I want to do this, that's not really working for me today. What would red would look like? Ooh, what I could have done, I guess I can do it now, is hit these edges with the ink before I glued it down. Kind of make them a little dark. What could I do to facilitate that? I'm going to try a bit of this black paint. I think this is black. Yep. Hadn't used this before, so let me open it. Alright, let's see if this is any good. Just kind of want that torn edge. Maybe we need a tad bit of water. Alright, let's see, we can need to soften that a bit. Does that look better on that side? Yep, not so thick. Okay, so the whole purpose of this is just to kind of make our center shape stand out a bit. Which I would have used my black watercolor pencil, but I kind of used that up. So I kind of just create a little bit of a shadow. And I'm gonna just try and hit this edge. It makes it thick right there. Okay, I'm happier with that. Alright, so that's gotten pretty dark, so we probably need to add some light in. We'll probably add some white in. Okay, let's add some white. I'm going to use this stencil. It's like one of those little, I can't remember what you call them, the little projector things that you get up to your eyes when you're a kid. Maybe you don't know what those are, because maybe you're younger than me. But anyway, I got that at Hobby Lobby a while back. And so I don't know if it's something they still have. But I'm going to take my white. My brush is pretty dry. We're going to add some white on here. That's kind of interesting. just realized I probably can't see what I'm doing because I scooted it down. I've got 4. I'm going to put one more right there. I'll hopefully brighten this whole thing up. And you can use any stencil. That's just one I felt like using today. In fact, you could have used the same stencils before. That's kind of interesting. I'm liking that better. Scooch that up a little bit so you can see. Okay, I just decided to go, since I had white on here, go around this with a little bit of white. This is so dark. Alright, okay, since I have lost so much of my pink, I think I'm going to add a little bit in, and then maybe use pink and yellow with a wash. Let's see. And tone down some of this bright red a little bit without getting into all that white. Is that looking? That is so dark right there. Ooh, it's the bronze that made it dark. Okay, now I'm going to dry this so I don't smear it. And then maybe do a little bit of a yellow or pink wash on top of some of the white to kind of blend in a little bit. Okay, my white is dry. I'm gonna just use a little of this pink right here that we already have. Let's see what that looks like if we put a little light pink wash over that. So maybe here with the pink and here with the pink. And here. See if we can get just a touch of the yellow wash and see how that does. Let's try down here. We already have some yellow. Get a little of that water off my brush. And this one. I like that. All right. Let's dry this and then maybe look and see what kind of verbiage we want to put on there. Okay, so this is our background basically. Let's see what we want to put on top of it. I don't think we need anything else around. Let's see. Let's that. So do we want to center the, like that? Let's see. And we had, that doesn't stand out very well, does it? Okay, I'm liking the love here. We'll use that. And if we need it better without that. It's kind of fun there. I almost think this is enough right here. So I just need to put just that. I could also do this in text. Or I could just do that. I kind of like just that. All right, let's glue this puppy down. We're going to go answer the door because somebody's knocking. Just a second. Okay, let's just glue this down. Put a thin coat of Mod Podge. Okay, I'm gonna go dry that. Our Mod Podge is dry. So I'm just going to try and put just a little wash over this so it doesn't look so white. So I'm going to do half of it pink and half of it, got a little much water on my brush. I got these little bubble things going on. Just want to do it pink. Trying to see if I want to put some yellow on it or just pink. Okay, I am happy with that. And I hope you guys like it too. So maybe you can try your own page. Kind of take the process and apply it to what you're wanting to make. So if you like this kind of thing, hit the subscribe button below and my videos will keep coming to you. If you want to see more of this, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you're working on, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. So hopefully I'll have some more of these coming as I add things to my journal, and also more about how to put my journal together and some more guts and so forth. At any rate, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day.